picked up on the vibes, because like Nicole, after the match, he was singing for us during the quarantine, but now to sing for us as the Serpent, man, how's it feel?
I mean, this is unbelievable. It's a once-in-a-lifetime kind of situation. Very different from what I do on a day-to-day basis, but something I'll never forget for the rest of my life.
Man, and we will never forget you.
It's a real blessing, and I think it's the perfect time for you to be on the show right now. Thank you. Thank you so much for everything you do.
Indeed.
Thank you. But I appreciate all that you all do. Patients oftentimes, turn on the television while they're in their hospital beds, and coming in and watching, a patient, watching the Masked Singer, putting a smile on their face. It's just an incredible way for us to move forward together, and I'm just happy to play a small part in Humble.
Oh.
Very well said.
I just have to say, your version of Imagine got us through the pandemic, man.
Oh.
So
Appreciate that.
quarantine, man, you don't know, like, that living room concert you did on Fox, that was the first time we saw it, and in a concert of stars, it was like Elton John, Billy Joe, everybody. The best moment of that living room concert was you. And I told my wife, who's also a doctor, was like, that's what a real doctor does, man. He's an orthopedic surgeon. I was a generalist. This guy is smarter than any doctor on the planet, and there's just truly no one more talented than him. And I'm crying because I'm jealous that you're more talented than me. And but I just want you to know, man, you just got us through a very difficult time, and we love you so much.
Indeed.
I mean, that means the world. That means the world to me.
I'm pretty
Absolutely.
sure
I'm sorry.
there's so many audience members and people at home who feel exactly the same way. Let's hear it one more time for Dr. Elvis, y'all.
Yeah, everything is gonna be alright. So wipe those eyes. It'll be alright.
When I told my dad that I was going to be on the show, his first words were, "Paulo Siri, Paulo Showa," and which translates in English to, "You've got to be kidding me. There's no way that you're actually going to be on the show." And then he goes on and on. So my dad's like, he's probably in a cab somewhere in New York saying, my son is training as a surgeon at the Mayo Clinic, I don't know if you watch the Ellen DeGeneres show, but he will be on the show on Tuesday, so, you should watch. One of my uncles, he would always say in Creole, the best life is a life that you can live learning how to fix broken people. And I thought that was fascinating because he was actually talking about music and how music had this healing power. But he also is the son of a physician, so the interplay with music and medicine was something that I've always gravitated towards, even from a young age.
Now, for those who have not seen his work as a superstar performer, talk about your day job. What are you doing right now?
So actually, right now I'm in between surgery. So I just finished up our first surgery for the day. It wasn't until I got to residency that music became sort of a forefront, and it was equally shocking to me to see how far music can impact people. And I say that to say because as you go through all these years of training to become a physician, you get sort of glued to the fact of a medical diagnosis or how you can help someone with surgery, and it became quickly obvious to me that you could perform the perfect surgery or provide a patient with the perfect regimen, but if that person isn't internally healed, you could look at a perfect x-ray, but that person could still be in pain. And I think music for me was a reminder of the humanity of medicine. And I think oftentimes many providers and many people within the confines of hospitals lose sight of that. And so for me, once I got back to sharing music with people, sharing music with patients before, after surgery, and being able to connect with them on a deeper level, that reminded me why I chose medicine in the first place.
You might say that I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday that you will join us, and the world will live as one.
Hey, so Dr. Elvis Francois joins us from the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota.
I remember listening to the song Imagine, and it was on the radio, strangely, while I was driving home from the hospital that day. And the lyrics were so universal and all-encompassing. And so, just imagining a world where there's no religion, imagining a world where there are no countries, and when you hear it at face value, it's hard to understand, but what it's really offering to the listener is a point of imagining a world where there aren't barriers or things that are dividing us or separating us or whenever you turn on the news, you know, you've got your left and your right, you got your reds, your blue states, you have all these things that are meant to remind us how different we are. But if you can imagine a world that these divisions are gone, it's a very, very beautiful place. And I think, you know, that song captured that energy in that moment. You know, it's hard to imagine that we'd be here today, but, you know, it's a true blessing to be able to have shared those moments with people that I've never even met across the world. And it's just amazing how far music can go.
We're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round. And you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' work it out and move mountains, yes.
We gon' work it out.
Move mountains.